Hi, my name is Jeff Van Treese, and I'm the president of the Michigan Association of Recovery Residences. And I'm excited to have Dr. David Best from he's a professor at the University of Derby in England with us today. Dr. Best has a master's degree in criminology, has a PhD in the psychology of addictions. He's authored over 7 books on addiction recovery. He's written more than 230 peer-reviewed publications and around 70 book chapters and technical reports. Michigan was excited to receive grant funding from the Department of Health and Human Services to offer RECCAP instrument to all of the Michigan operators free of charge. So with that, I'd like to ask David, if you could please explain what RECCAP is to the audience of operators and the benefits from its use.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jeff. So let me start with what is recovery capital. So recovery capital is fundamentally a switch from a deficits-based model to a strengths-based model. Recovery capital attempts to assess the breadth and depth of resources available to a person to sustain and continue their recovery journey. It's been a hugely influential change in our field, which has helped us to move from something where we attempt to eliminate negative things about a person to build those strengths. And from work by William White and William Cloud in 2008, they showed what was crucial, which is accrual of strengths as a better prediction of long-term recovery than the management and attempt to remove deficits. So that's where the concept comes from. What effectively it allowed us to do was to come up with something that operationalized that term, that created a measure. So we started by creating the assessment of recovery capital and then built on that to do something which created a comprehensive tool and mechanism for measuring where somebody is in their recovery journey. And it gives us a metric. It takes away the vagueness of what exactly do we mean by recovery? My recovery journey is different from your recovery journey. Here we have a common measurement tool, and crucially, RECCAP is not just a measurement tool, it's a system. So it provides not only a way of counting where somebody is, it provides direction and guidance about where to go next and how to build recovery capital. We know that recovery is a journey that typically takes around 5 years until it's self-sustaining. What RECCAP and the model of RECCAP does is to provide a way of guiding and directing the accrual of strengths, personal, social, and community-based, that allow that to grow over time. So what are the benefits? Well, the first benefit is that it's primarily a participative and engaging approach. It switches from expert patient to a partnership model. So it fits much better with how we operate in recovery. It's evidence-based. So it's built on a scientific set of mechanisms and principles, and it creates a common metric that we can use over time as people move in and out of recovery residences and other forms of treatment. We have a common way of counting where they are in that journey and what they need to do to continue and build on that journey. It basically shows you, if you're an operator of a program, what you are doing right. All the programs I work with do incredibly innovative things, but they struggle to evidence them. And this provides you with a mechanism to evidence what you do well in your program. But it does it not just at the level of the client, it operates at 3 levels. It operates at the level of the client, where it can guide and direct future activities and achievements to build recovery capital. It helps services to look at what they can do to improve their support and delivery of services to clients. And then finally, it can operate as a systems level to generate and improve recovery-oriented systems of care. It's based on the principles of positive psychology. So it creates a therapeutic relationship. It creates a strengths-based bond, and it empowers clients in doing so. It provides a roadmap. And it's crucial to say, when we first developed recovery capital measurement, the problem was people would look at where they were and not know what to do with it. They'd get a score and think, what the hell do I do with that score? Well, what we have now is a way of saying, here's the score, and the ARMS system allows you to identify where you go with that score. It offers direction and suggestions for the next 2 stages: recovery care planning. How do we identify where you want to get to? And community engagement. What resources and supports are you likely to need to get you to that point? So from a provider's point of view, it offers outcomes. It offers clear, recovery-oriented, strength-based outcomes that you can build on at an individual and a collective level. It links those outcomes to what people do. So a big part of the system is it maps and charts goals, goals met, and achievements. And so you can track not only what improves, but why it improves over time. It allows you to build both personalized systems and reflexive services. So your recovery residences, recovery community organizations can improve their own practice delivery, and it can inform training, support members of staff to grow and develop. And essentially what it will allow people to do is it allows us to map outcomes beyond the point the person engages with the residents. In other words, because it can be self-completed on a smartphone after somebody leaves, we can continue to gather and monitor important outcomes on long-term change. Because one of the challenges with lots of services is we can show great gains while they're there, but when people leave, what happens? Well, one of the options we have is to demonstrate that long-term change process. So in sum, Jeff, I think the important things to say are, it's scientific, it's credible, it's engaging, it's reflexive, and it's outcome focused, and it will help providers to demonstrate what works and how to build on what works for themselves and for their client base.
Thank you, David. It sounds like a real game changer. We're talking in April of 2022. I can't wait to have you present at the 2023 October NAR Best Practices Conference in Detroit to talk about the results of what we've what were the use of the RECCAP program here in Michigan over the next year. So thanks